Okay, hi guys, got a quick update for you today. We've had some heavy snowfall across many parts of the United Kingdom. Destruction is likely in the East Midlands as well up to Norwich, reporting up to 10 centimetres of snow in some areas around here, so that's 4 inches. But also now some snow coming into the southeast, and also some snow wrapping back round to northeast England. What happened was we had two fronts, and the first front came around and brought significant snow to northwest England, the West Midlands, and also many parts of central England had a dusting. And then we had the second area that came in and brought snow to many parts of eastern Scotland, and also being reported out across the Pennines, but also now across eastern parts of England. It's stalling somewhat and bringing heavy snows to eastern parts of Lincolnshire. But also what I want you to mention is that some coastal counties of the United Kingdom, such as Liverpool, Blackpool and Barrow and Furness, could see some ice tomorrow morning with low temperatures, and also the prospect of wintry showers. But also what we want you to see is this area of precipitation here across Wales. I think this could be giving 3 to 7 centimetres of snow on the high ground, with it being quite heavy. But also I think you have to be on watch for places like Shropshire into the West Midlands, also probably seeing a little bit of snow. In tile with this, it could arrive soon. I'm not sure whether it will do prospect of some winteriness with this in the West Midlands, but I don't think it will reach that area. Anyway, then I want to get on with the forecast. Quick one for you then tonight. Looking very short term, the next couple of hours actually. We're seeing an area of low pressure swinging around, and what the any email wants to do is bring in this area of precipitation across the southeast. This would put a couple of centimetres on the hills. Now, where do I think it's going to be going with this? The Met Office NAE model, the high resolution one, is seeing the totals here being around 1 to 2 centimetres. I think this model is seeing for 3 a.m. on Tuesday. What I think is going to be going with this is the snow's going to be between sort of 1 and 5 a.m, but I think it's more between sort of 2 and 4 a.m. areas that you're seeing on this chart here. You can see here 2 to 4 a.m. is where we're going to see the significant snowfall. We've got this area of precipitation coming into southeastern parts. You can see here as it hits the inland areas across the hills. Could be looking at 2 to 3 centimetres of snow across across central and northern parts of Essex into Suffolk, but also I think these parts of the southern home counties could be up for a couple of centimetres. In London, I think it's going to be rain. You can see sleet here around the western parts of the home counties and into sort of the southeastern counties of England, but also I think snowfall, the high ground of Kent, so northern Kent away from the coast. I think the potential for a couple of centimetres, but right along the coast and in big cities such as London and Ipswich, I think seeing more like rain, but there's not much settling from this apart from on the hills, but possibly some down to lower levels in these places as we go through further night. It's very marginal. We'll see what happens with this. It'll be a very fun one to watch here from the comfort of the home. So yeah, that's the part of Kent, but I also think there's a significant chance of snow across the northwest. If we run that chart right back to today, you can see here that we've got that snow across many parts of England and Wales, and what happens is we curl that weather system further eastwards, bringing another covering of snow to many eastern parts of England, possibly some places that haven't seen the snow so bad today or missed out on it. You could be up for some snow tonight, but it's looking to be light. I think these are the snow totals we're going to see through tonight. So from, say, the 10 o'clock period through to dawn, so through to around the 6 a.m. period, I think with this 8-hour period here, I think we could be looking for 4 centimetres of snow across northeastern parts of Scotland, but also I think 3 centimetres going into these eastern counties of England. It's this area here that we're watching out for at the moment, and also, as I said, a couple of centimetres across south. So that's fairly insignificant to what's coming up for the north. A good couple of inches in some parts of the high ground here, but also I think some snow coming into this area here as well. Mostly coastal rain, but once you get onto the high ground, snow. Some wintry showers also affecting here, and some wintry showers also coming in here. Right, so the next thing is going to be the long-term forecast. There's a bit of uncertainty in the forecast from around Thursday onwards. Things are going to go to a very cold, chilly and cold period. The temperatures at surface are going to get really cold, especially I think areas that have got snow cover, but also areas that have got that area of high pressure in. Night time for us is going to be really low. You can see London's forecasting -5 without snow cover, but if you go further north to places that may have snow cover, such as Birmingham, look, they would easily dipping below -5 into -7, -8, and for Manchester we're getting very low towards -10 actually for Manchester without snow cover here, but it's one of the sheltered parts of England and Wales with light winds. And also Glasgow getting down to -5 there, and also parts of Aberdeen also getting quite cool as well, but this is, you got to remember, a coastal town, so again with a bit of a wind coming off the sea, the cooling effect at night time is a bit less here. You've got to remember. So yeah, I think we are up some severe frost this week, especially where you got the snow cover. Central parts of England running up towards the Vale of York, but also splitting into Cheshire as well, running through the Vale of York, and also eastern parts of Scotland, the Highlands of Scotland, all likely to see below -10 dawn lows, I think, from 5 to 6 a.m. through sort of Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, Friday morning, and then the weekend, I think, poses another threat. What's happening is you've got an area of high pressure out to the east and you've got an area of low pressure out to the west. This is the story for 12 o'clock on the 18th, so this is running up for 12 o'clock on Saturday. What the ECMWF wants to do, which is quite sensible, is develop this ridge over the northeast, but send it back somewhat towards Scandinavia. And then what it wants to do is push in this ridge here, this area of low pressure, across eastern parts of the Atlantic, affecting the British Isles, and also see this ridge here across France, which is maintaining this southeasterly flow. What I think this will do is bring snow into many central areas. But the GFS is also seeing a similar scenario, but it wants to bring in the mild weather back some more than the ECMWF does. So where do I think we're going to be going with this then? Well, this is what the ECMWF is seeing. It's seeing the high pressure yards to the east here, with the wind circulating around like so, and what it's doing is pushing the winds up in this direction. And now it's also seeing an area of low pressure around here, and it's pushing up southeasterly winds coming off the continent. Remember, already very cold air established across the United Kingdom. It wouldn't take a lot for snow to fall. And probably if the ECMWF does come off, I think these areas here will be missing out on the snowfall, sort of from Nottingham East was missing out, but from sort of Birmingham westwards, I think. More likely to be sleety, but it's a central slice of the United Kingdom, so when you go through towards the home counties, Birmingham, towards North East Wales, I think this area here, I think, are more likely a risk of snow for the day on Saturday. Now, it's very uncertain, the forecast, this, as ever, it's an evolving stage. It's a good 5 days away now, but looking quite likely, and quite a lot of support from all major Swedes that it will happen, but the only uncertainty is how will it happen. There are many scenarios. Let's just go through another couple of scenarios that could happen for the next couple of for Saturday evening and also Sunday and Friday. We could get the high pressure coming up towards more northern areas like this, and what would this do is send an easterly wind for the United Kingdom, and what we do is get another sliding area of low pressure, so the low pressure will slide eastwards, and what we'll do, we'll squeeze the isobars here, so it really will squeeze the isobars here, making them somewhat look like this, and this is what we'll do, is bring the area of low pressure further eastwards like this, and then we get the trough in somewhere, we get a trough in somewhere here, but we'd also get an area of low pressure in here, and they're sending in snow to many parts of central England, Wales, northern England and southwest England as well. We've got to look out for the chances, because say there's around a 30% chance of this happening. Okay, so there's a good chance of this happening. But as well, there's another scenario that could happen. We could get the area of high pressure coming in the area of high pressure could dive a bit more towards the southwest, and what this would do is put more southwesterly winds in the United Kingdom, and what this would do is turn some very sleety wet snow across many parts of northern England, Pennines and eastern Scotland. So they're the few scenarios that could happen. There's many more, but what I think the most likely one is, and the ensemble is, from the main suites, is for an area of low pressure to come up from the south during Saturday daytime, bringing light snowfall to many southwestern parts of Wales, and then the high pressure out to the east here, bringing in southeasterly winds to many parts of the United Kingdom, but some I think it's going to be more south-southeast, so something like this, bringing heavy snowfall to Wales, northeast Wales especially, West Midlands, and then more especially towards sort of parts of northwest England, running through the Pennines and into eastern England. So these sort of two areas here I think could be hardest hit through Saturday night into Sunday. Across the southwest, well, we're seeing these southwesterly winds here, so it could be snow, but this is sort of coming off the North Sea and from France, so I do think these areas could be a bit more exposed to the more watery precipitation rather than the wintry one. Right, another thing to look at is explore then is the low temperatures, really low temperatures coming up again across snow cover as well. Let's have a look at the CFS, what the CFS thinks of things. Well, you can see here by the chart, this is for Manchester. It sort of wanted to make things look very milder for the end of part of the month, but it's keeping things cool right through the end of January. But do ignore the spike here. This is a bit of an outlier. This is a bit of an anomaly, and you can see here that we sort of run through this line here, and we got to keep temperatures cool to below average, and I think that's the way things are going to be shaping up, folks, through January. But I think you have to look out for the prospect of things becoming less cold through next week with this air low pressure coming through. What we've got is southern stratospheric warming, which is stratospheric warming way up in the atmosphere, and what it's doing is splitting the polar vortex into two, and it's sending one over the eastern parts of Europe, but it's also sending one right down to Greenland and also through eastern parts of Newfoundland and also into the Atlantic. so it's also pushing that polar vortex around that area. What that will do is push that eastwards and bring milder weather to the United Kingdom, which I think we have to explore the possibility for next week of that happening. But then again, we are still looking for the potential of this high pressure to link for the northwestwards and pull in the low pressure. I think it's 50-50 chance now that we'll stay cold or mild next week. There's a good chance, there's a good ensemble suite out there, but I think there's a good chance that things could stay cold, or again in that respect things could turn mild. So one thing to watch out for is the snowfall and also some very low temperatures in the next couple of days. Again, snow covered places could get down to -10. Do watch out for snowfall. Make sure all your paths are gridded. Some very cold stuff coming out there. It's currently around -2 here in rural parts of Manchester, and all the other stations forecasting snow because pressure's dropping quite fast, and we're also below freezing with below freezing dew points as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll keep you updated later on Cast Some Amazing Well.